Last but not least, we want to thank the men of a New Beginning Ministry. Thank the men that's here. We want to thank the men that's tuning in and watching. On top of that, one of our very own men of a New Beginning Ministry, hardworking man, has a birthday today, Deacon John Moore. So we'll try the happy birthday song again just a little while later. So other than that, I knew a couple weeks ago when we were talking about making sure I get a shout out to the hard-working women of the New Beginning. That's fine because I knew most of what I was going to be talking about today was going to be geared towards the men. And how did I get to that point? Last week we had Father's Day. And a lot of times, Father's Day really gets overlooked. A lot of times, Father's Day don't get celebrated as much as the other holidays. How do you know that? I asked Google, I said, Google, give me a list of the top holidays in the United States. It gave me 25 observed holidays. Father's Day wasn't nowhere on that list. Number one, which I want to guess, Christmas. Number two, Thanksgiving. Number three, Halloween, which means people value putting on masks and pretending to be somebody else more than fathers. Number 17, Arbor Day. Just by show of hands. Who knows what Arbor Day is?
Trees.
People value planting trees more than fathers. And we don't see nothing wrong with it. So that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna get up here, I'm gonna give men and fathers another shout out because I get to speak and I get creative control over what I get to say.
Amen.
So we want to gear today towards talking to me. Now, women, I'm not leaving y'all out. I'll have y'all part. I'll make sure that we point and make sure who got a part. But most of the day, I want to talk to the men because if we're talking about family, if we're talking about family, if you go all the way back to Genesis, God's plan for the family is was husband and the husband follows Christ. Wife follows the husband. Children follow the mother and father, and God is the covering over it all. That was God's plans for the family way back in Genesis. Because if we follow that, how can I put it? Symbolic order of things, we'll create better men. Better men are going to create stronger families. Stronger families are going to create stronger churches. Stronger churches are going to create stronger communities. Don't worry about writing that down. We'll come back to that later. But we want to talk about men strengthening the family. So for Bible context today, we're going to be in Genesis 35, right? We're going to be in Genesis 35, and we're going to give us a particular situation where the man is just trying to get the family there. We got to read it today.
And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was but a little way to come to Ephraim. And Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, thou shalt have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephraim, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar unto her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel's grave until this day.
Okay. So a lot of times when we were reading, especially the Bible, it's best to go back to see how we got to this point here. So we'll be talking about Jacob. Remember, Jacob is one of the three patriarchs of the faith. We had Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob stole his brother's birthright and blessing and went on the run. He ended up at Uncle Laban's house where he saw Rachel. Now, once he saw Rachel, he said, oh, I got to have her. She's so pretty. I got to have her. And he said, I tell you what, to show me that you're going to be able to take care of her. Show me how bad you want her. You worked for me for 7 years. Oh, the days felt like hours, hours felt like minutes, and the minutes didn't feel like nothing. And at the end of the 7 years, he said, I'm ready to claim my prize. And he said, no. Traditionally speaking, I got an older daughter. I can't marry off the younger daughter before I marry off the older daughter. And that won't give me my first point. Men, see, I told them I'm going to call out when we talk first. Men, what what traditions are we holding on to that don't make no sense? What traditions are we holding on to that we passing down that ain't helping these younger men? I ain't talking about that old truck you got in the backyard that your dad gave you, and the only reason he gave it to you was that you got a house and he got tired of sitting in his yard and he had no intention of fixing it. Now it's sitting in your yard, you ready for your son to get a house so you get out your. I ain't talking about that. What are we passing down that's gonna help those coming up behind us? But those traditions are what's binding us in the position we in now. I'll give you a better example. Scientists got 6 monkeys together and put them in a controlled environment. When I say controlled environment, rocks, trees, grass, 4 walls. And at the top of that tree was the prettiest bunch of bananas you'd ever want to see. And as soon as one of those monkeys climbed that tree to get those bananas, they dumped a bucket of water on the monkey head. When the monkey stopped climbing the tree, they pulled him out and replaced him with a new monkey. After a while, there were 6 brand new monkeys in the environment, and nobody climbed up the tree. That's where we get the term monkey see, monkey do. And that's where we get the term where a lot of men are in the position they're in now. They saw granddad standing on the corner. They saw dad standing on the corner. You wonder why they standing on the corner. Because that's what they saw. And they don't even know why they're there no more. What traditions are we passing down that don't make no sense? Leonard being the owner of that land, he could have changed all of that, but he said, well, we just got to follow tradition. But if you really want Rachel, you're going to have to work for me another 7 years. And Jacob did. So 14 years of service he gave him for Rachel. Oh, he loved him some Rachel. But Rachel had just a little problem in the beginning. Rachel couldn't give no children. The other sister, who he didn't care for that much, was giving him children. But now it's a competition because she said, I know he wants to keep. Oh, the Lord finally heard her call and blessed her with Joseph. Oh, she had a baby. Oh, we on the road now. Jacob is saying, now God is working with me. Now God needs me to go to a particular place. Now I got to get to where I need to get to. Me and God never takes his hands off of us. If we're listening, he said, I need you to go to Bethlehem, which is present day Bethlehem. Now, in this particular journey now, we see his beloved Rachel is pregnant again, but this time she's having a hard labor. She's having complications with birth. She's having complications with the baby. So Jacob is just trying to get them to a place that God says, this is where I need to go next. A place of restoration, a place of healing, because if we know Bible, we know Bethlehem was the future birthplace of
Jesus.
Just trying to get the family there. Now, women, y'all might not catch this. But I guarantee you, every man in here, they know what there is. But to every man in here, there is a different place. There is the end goal. There is the end. There is the finish line. There is your vision of where you want to get the family to. Every man in here has a different idea of what there is. And Jacob is just trying to get the family there. Because Rachel is going through so much pain and trouble, he says, I can just get them there. If I could just get her there, all that is, if I could just get there, all the answers will be revealed upon us. But on the journey is where the pain happens. But don't let the pain on the journey block the promise. God had already told you, I need you to get to that land so I can give you the land that I promised your grandfather, your father. Now it's your turn, but you got to get to that land first. So on the way to that land, come on back to the first 16.
And they journeyed from Bethlehem, and there was but a little way to come to Ephraim. And Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, fear not, thou shalt have this son also.
Slow down. So what we gonna do? Growing up, they give us all these books to read, and all the books we have growing up got pictures in them. And that's how it's easy for us to identify what's going on in the story, because we looking at pictures. 3 little pigs, there was a house of straw, wood. You're going to remember that fella because you remember the pictures. But once we get adults and we start reading the Bible, ain't that many pictures in the Bible. So a lot of times when things are being said, it's hard to follow because our mind is saying, well, where's the pictures? You try to create a picture over here, but your mind is saying, well, I don't see the picture. Now you create the wrong picture. You're saying, am I getting the wrong understanding of the story? So what I like to do today, can I do a live demonstration of really what was going on? And with that, I'm going to need some help. I'm going to call my mom. Anytime we have something, what you say? I was in drama and my actress that hard, so I'm gonna give her a chance today. So when next time somebody introduces me to something, I'll add director to my list of credentials. If you don't mind. Okay. So what we gonna do? If you don't mind. That's all we do. Now, what I want you to think about, we talking about Rachel, and we talking about that labor. You never been in labor with me? Oh, see, I was gonna make it hard for you. How many hours you gonna make labor with me? 7 hours. Okay, I guess I don't know what this is very like. Dang. Before I came. Not out. Okay. I want you to think about the thing before I came. And every time you think about it, I want you to holler out. Tell me how I was there. Okay? So I want you to think about it. Whenever you think about it, you holler out. You good? You good? I'm Jacob. This is Rachel. I'm just trying to get the family to a place where the pain can stop. I'm just trying to get the family to a place where she's gonna be okay. Not that, I should give you a script. Not yet. All right, I'm Jacob, and I'm just trying to get the family there as we roll. Get my hands together. You ready? You get? Have mercy. I'm trying to understand. I know a shortcut. I'm trying to get it. All right, come on, David. Come on. What's wrong? You had a baby, you know. Listen, I'm trying to get that. I'm going to get the shortcut. I'm going to IT, we're going to put you in here. You'll be okay. Wow. Let's go. What's going on? Ain't this happening? Ain't entertaining, is it? What the family don't understand, if I'm back here in the car, ain't nobody driving the horses. If the horses ain't being driven, the car ain't moving. And if the car ain't moving, the family ain't going nowhere. So what Jacob got, men, what I'm telling you, it's not easy. You gotta find a balance. Bobby Womack said this, I can't be in this place for one time. If I stay back here in the car with you, the family don't move. So I gotta get up here, and I gotta breath. All right, let's roll. Yeah. I know you need me, Bobby. I know you need a new house. We gotta get there. The baby needs new food. We gotta get there. Then we can't get two places at one time. And you gotta get the car moving, because if the car don't move, the family don't get nowhere. Thank you. I'm out of breath. What Jacob was just trying to do, he was just trying to get there. Trying to get the family to a place where they're in a better spot. Me and we the same way. We got an idea, we got a plan, we got a vision. Y'all like that part, you might not like the next part. Give me the next two verses.
And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Benoni, but his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way to Ephraim, which is Bethlehem. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel's grave until this day.
Hold, right there. By show of hands, how many men here own a show? By show of hands, how many men here own a show? Do you know the primary purpose of a show? Not killing snakes around here, but the primary purpose of a show. Digging?
Turning over?
Digging and covering with another term, burying.
Mm-hmm.
Every man here has a show. Because at some point in life, in the process of just getting there, that plan, that vision, that idea you had, you're going to fail. But nobody teaches us what do we do when that plan don't work. Jacob shows us in the process of just getting there, you got to bury it and keep going. Before he had to bury Rachel did bury her son. And she bore a son, and she named him Benoni. Translation, son of my sorrow. The baby was just born. How does that baby have any sorrow? That was not that baby's sorrow, that was her sorrow. But Joseph said, no. I'm sorry. Jacob said, no. I'm going to call him Benjamin, son of my strength. Because it was my strength that kept me going after she passed. It was my strength that helped me. It was my strength that helped me carry on to get to God's promise, because this was my plan. I worked 14 years for her. That was my vision. That was my end goal. If she don't come over here with me, the whole plan is thrown away. I think it is, men, that's why it's important to be there doing the naming process. Lady was in labor with twins. Pain got so immense, she passed out at the hospital. When she woke up, she said, oh, my baby. The nurse said, no, it's okay. They fine. You had a girl and a boy. She said, oh, wait, what can I need to name him. She said, it's okay. Your brother already named him. She said, oh, my brother's an idiot. She said, why did you say that? She said, what did he name the kids? She said, well, the little girl, he named Denise. She said, you know what? That ain't too bad. So what she named the boy? The nephew. Yeah, somebody right now is walking around with the name, the nephew. And they just call themselves D, and they don't want to get his full name. Man, it's important that you be there for the family. It's important that you be there. Now, don't go home saying, oh, when the wife is asking for something, you told me you don't use that excuse. No. I just told you it's a balance. You got to come back in the car. You got to acknowledge. You got to let them know I hear you, but you also got to let them know I got to drive horses. Son of my sorrow, son of my strength. Don't let the name and the pain predict the purpose. Don't let it name your future. Don't let it name what's to come. Don't let it name what you. If you name a child sad, and all their life, somebody say, sad, you so sad, and you so sad. What do you think the child gonna do? It's gonna be sad. He don't even know why he's sad no more. Don't let the pain of not getting healed stop the future. Jacob had to bury his beloved on the process of following God. And on the process of following God, we got to understand the journey ain't gonna always be easy. But if God promised him the same thing he promised his grandfather, the same thing he promised his father, he said, now it's your turn, but I need you to follow me and get to that place. We got to hold on to the promises of God and get to that place that God wants us in. God never took his hand off of Jacob. When all Jacob did, he never took his hand off of. Even before this, he renamed it to Israel, said, I need you to be a whole new person. What you did yesterday, that was yesterday. But for tomorrow and going on, I need you to be a whole new person. I need you to be the one that I know you can be. I need you to be the one, when they start praying, they say the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the God. He says, this is who I am, and this is who I need you to be. Going back to the tradition. We got to understand a lot of times in life, we don't ask the questions of how did we get to this point? How did we get to the point that these kids today are standing on the same corners that granddad stood on and dad stood on? But we don't understand, granddad was a talented musician. Best blues players on this side of Mississippi. But when the juke joints closed, granddad ain't had no job no more. Granddad put the guitar down and picked up the gin bar. Dad was a good, he could draw, oh, he could draw. Dad said, I wanted to be an architect growing up. Granddad said, boy, ain't nobody build no house around here. And he put the pencil down. What are these kids telling me they want to do now? What are these kids telling me that they want to do now? And just because you ain't seen it, don't mean it ain't them. I give you another little boy, 10 years old in class. I have no idea why teachers do this. Maybe they ain't got enough to do that day. They ask the class, well, what do y'all want to be when you grow up? Oh, they get the name out. One girl said, oh, I want to be a nurse. One girl want to be a doctor. Another one want to be a police officer. And to one little boy, little Stephen, said, what do you want to be? He said, I want to be on TV. You didn't know anything about TV? Do you even own a TV? No, he took that paper home, put it in his top drawer, and he looked at it every day. Every day. Every day. And he kept, he said, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be on TV. 20 years later.
Stephen Harvey.
You know it, I heard that.
Stephen Harvey. Steve Harvey.
Who is it? Who is it?
Steve Harvey.
Steve
Harvey.
I don't know what the show is at this point. No
Yes, Lord.
But every time I turn the TV on, Steve Harvey is on TV. And he said he sent that teacher a TV every year for Christmas to remind her. I made it on TV just in case she ain't got one.
I know, right?
Listen to these kids. If these kids say they want to be a nurse, y'all need to look them up with a nurse. If these kids say whatever they want to be, let's case in point one more time. I was in Walmart one day. Girl was in there complaining that work there. I'm just so tired of this. I said, well, what is it you want to do? Well, I want to be a nurse. All right, just stop it. Well, I don't know the first steps. I looked around. All these nurses coming here, you don't ask them. Well, I don't know those people. You got a big phone in your back pocket. And you go to Google and Google how to become a nurse. I'm 95% sure it'll tell you what you need
to do.
I ain't digging into the history, but I can guarantee you, sound like nobody that she immediately knows is a nurse. So whatever she doing, that's it. She want to do more, but that's it. Nobody at the house said, well, this is what you need to do. This is what you need. These are the next steps. And that's where we get to a lot of times. We take that shovel and we have an idea. As soon as somebody say, ain't nobody else doing it, so why are you doing it? And nobody else in the family doing it, why are you doing it? We ain't never seen that before. Why are you doing it? And we just, I'm bury the dream again. Bury the dream again. But Jacob buried his beloved. And in the process, he continued his journey on with his new son, Benjamin. So I want to keep y'all to remember, do not let your pain name your future. Do not let that point, when she said it was sorrow, Jacob said, it's your sorrow. That's not that baby's sorrow. That's not my sorrow. I hate that you're gone, but I got to keep going because God said there's a promise over there. What we got to understand, what hurt us doesn't have to define us. God can take the place of your deepest grief and turn it to your greatest purpose. God can take the place of your deepest grief and turn it to your greatest purpose. But if we only stay here and we bury ourselves with it, we'll never get no further. If we stay back here in the car and we're like, well, look, now I ain't gonna keep running back and forth. Now I'm just gonna stay back here. We're gonna wait till you get you through your trouble. Then I go, now we're too late. We're 10 years behind now. We gotta understand, we gotta get the balance. Men, we gotta drive horses. We gotta drive horses. If the horses ain't being driven, the family ain't going nowhere. Because at the end of the day, if something come unnailed, Who gonna be the first person they call to put the nail in? If the grass get too high, who's gonna be the first person they call to put? So it don't matter what the situation is, it's gonna fall back on you anyway. Right? You gotta get the balance. You gotta get the family order. That's why I said it's not easy. Ain't no handbook. The only handbook was God and Genesis saying, this is the order of things. If you follow the order and let Christ lead you, you'll be okay. But it's hard. It's a hard balance. So before we go, as we get ready to conclude, I just want to say it one more time. If we can get all the men to stand up before we go. If I can get up. Repeat after me. I guess I'll miss count. All right. So, as we get ready to conclude, if I get the men to repeat after me. All right, here we go. Men, you can repeat after me. All right, men, repeat after me. I may be hurt, but I am not hopeless. I may be broken, but I am not defeated. I may have cried through the night, but joy is coming in the morning. I refuse to let my pain name my promise. I am who God says I am. And God's purpose for my life will prevail. Amen.
Amen.
And before we go one more time, stronger men lead stronger families. Stronger families build stronger churches. Stronger churches build stronger communities. Stronger communities. Y'all know the way. Stronger towns, we got stronger states. You know, I thank y'all today. Today, not only was the application for the men, but everybody in here. If you have a dream, you have a goal, don't give up on the promise that God has given you. Sometimes it don't work out. Sometimes you're going to have to bury it on the process. But that don't mean you bury yourself with it. Continue going, and with those kids, get behind those kids. Because all those kids just see you giving up. What do you think they're going to do? Thank you.